great weak side shot blocker. Well, look who's here.
Hello! Seth, it's so nice to see you again. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
We don't have to go through all of the introductions and everything. We know this guy.
They even saved his uniform for him. They didn't even wash it. You know,
Same one.
I hope they washed it over the years.
Well,
I hope so.
Well, once from the last time that he wore it.
My number and everything.
Seth, welcome back. It's great to have you here. Thanks for joining us for the Mavs.com live on the World Wide Web Media Day stream.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me.
The first question I think that everybody watching would want to know was how enthusiastic were you and how excited were you when you got the call from your agent or however it came about that coming back here was a realistic and significant possibility?
I was very excited. I mean, obviously going into the free agency, I mean, you never know what can happen. Had a lot of options after the last season. One of the first times in my career where I had a lot of options to make a decision. So I wanted to take all things into account. Obviously, I had a good couple of years here in Dallas. I love the organization, love the coaching staff. It's a whole new group of guys from when I left. But I mean, I was excited for the opportunity, and I'm ready to get going.
And as you said, you had a couple of good years here, and as a matter of fact, I would say your best year here in 2016-17. You started the second half of the season, averaged almost 15 points a game in the times that you started. And then you think about the system fits you, and now that system includes, with all due respect, more talented players that are part of the system. So I would think that you view your potential to be even bigger on the second go-around here with Dallas.
I mean, first and foremost, I'm a better player than I was a few years ago. I mean, I have a lot more experience, played on a lot of big-time games, and I just feel more comfortable personally. But like as you said, the roster is much improved. Got two young stars here that are great players in their own right, but they make their teammates better at the same time. Both can pass the ball really well, can score obviously, and I'm just here to compliment those guys, help them out as much as I possibly can, make those guys better, and as they get better, we'll get better. So I'm excited for it.
Well, it's one of the things that really has been a sore spot for the Mavericks the last couple of years is that they've taken a lot of threes, but they haven't made a lot of threes. You make a lot of threes. You take a lot, and you make a lot. Just give me a set. I mean, you obviously play one of the great point guards in the NBA in Damian Lillard.
Yep.
What's it going to be like for you think playing with Luka at his size, especially, and all the things that just as it relates to you and your ability to spot him and get the space that you need to.
Yeah, I think Luka fits my game personally. He's a guard who can handle the ball, make plays with the ball, but he can play without it just like I can. And I mean, he has great size and versatility. He can play multiple positions, 1 through 3, and I mean, he sees the floor great. So just watching him last year, playing against him last year, and just envisioning myself how I can help him out throughout this year. Hopefully, I come in and help spread the floor for those guys, knock down outside shots, and because I know we're going to continue to shoot a lot of them. But hopefully, my volume can go up as well. Get a few more shots to go in and see what happens.
Can you make the shot that he made against you guys right before Christmas?
That was a tough. I don't know too many people that can make that. That's not a high percentage shot. I was on the other end of that one. That wasn't fun to watch. I was right behind him.
Well, speaking of amazing shots, I do have to ask what you were thinking and what it was like to go back to your experience last year. Dame's shot against Oklahoma City. I mean, the way Twitter blew up when that happened, the yell, it's like, what is he doing? Oh my God! And just I mean, when he rose up and hit from however far it officially was, 37 or 38 feet, what were you thinking and what was that experience like when Dame did that for Portland against OKC last year?
I mean, it was an unbelievable experience, something I'll never forget. That entire series was heated. It was a heated series from game 1 to game 5 when we closed them out. I mean, there was a lot of talk going on. It's a different level of intensity playing in the playoffs, but especially against those guys who it was a little bit of a rivalry.
Sure.
But just to close it out in that fashion was special, man. We had all the confidence in the world in Dame with the ball in his hands at the end of the game because he's made shots like that before, but not from that deep.
The fact that you got to play in the playoffs last year, you know, a lot of guys on this team don't have that experience right now, but hopefully the Mavericks are going to be in a spot here in late March and early April where they're playing for something pretty important. What was that experience like for you? What did it mean to you? And how do you think you can translate your own experience to what hopefully you guys are going to be doing this time?
I mean, it was over those 2 months or however long we were playing in the playoffs, I felt myself grow as a player I mean, as a person, just playing under those conditions, high intensity games, high pressure games, that mean a little bit more than regular season games. It was special. Like I said, I felt myself getting better as a player, and I'm trying to come here and bring that wisdom and that experience to this team. Like I said, we got a lot of young guys who haven't played NBA playoff basketball. They play big-time championship level games in other places, but not in the NBA as much, other than JJ, obviously. But so I'm trying to come here and bring that expertise. I'm kind of one of the vets now. It's hard. It's hard to believe, but like I said, I'm here to help all the young guys, help Luka, KP get better, and I think my game complements what they do.
Seth, obviously we think three-point shooting when we think of what you bring to the table and your skills, and last year I just finished up 20 years of working with the Mavs, of doing either radio or TV, and it's amazing the transformation the game has undergone.
Yeah.
And you were playing at Duke in 2012 to 2015, and even in 8 years, as somebody who admires the outside shot, who relies on it, who uses it as a great weapon, do you ever, when you're thinking about the game, think it is amazing the transformation in just a few short years and what the three-point shot was and how people viewed it 8 years ago and what people look at now, what a weapon and how integral a three-point shot is a part of every offense?
I told my brother thank you a couple times for put me in this position and helping guys like myself have a bigger impact in the NBA. But the three-point, if you can make jump shots and create jump shots for yourself consistently, you have a spot, and that's the goal that every team in the league is trying to do right now. Make a lot of threes, shoot a lot of threes, and get to the paint, make a lot of layups. So spreading the floor is very important. And coming out of college, I didn't know. One of the reasons I wasn't drafted, they didn't really know what kind of position I played or whatever it was. So to have more versatile guards in the league that can play 1, 2, that just know how to play, that can score, can shoot the ball, it's come a long way. And it's going to continue to grow. And this team, the way we're expecting to play this year is completely different than the way we played 3 years ago when I was here before. So, I'm growing and coach is growing in the way he coaches the game.
A newly married man. As
Congratulations.
Of last week.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You have a fairly notable father-in-law.
Yeah.
Will there be trash talking?
Probably not. Not too much. Not too much between me and him. They're gonna have a great team over there. I know.
By the way, for those who don't know, Seth married Doc Rivers' daughter, Callie.
Yeah, Doc. So he had a stacked team over there in Los Angeles, I should say. So hopefully we can match up with them during the regular season and even into the playoffs, and we'll see what happens.
Last question, I think everybody watching would like to hear. We talked a lot about individually, you being back and what you can do for this team. What's your big picture hope and dreams for what the team can accomplish this year?
I think the sky's the limit for us. We got a lot of potential, a lot of talented guys that can play a lot of different positions, very flexible. So, as long as we come together and get better as the season goes along, we want to start off fast, but we gotta learn each other, and KP got to get his legs under him and things like that. So as long as we're getting better as the season goes along, we'll have a chance to get in the playoffs and make a run. The goal is to get in the playoffs. Obviously, playing in it last year, I kind of addicted to it now.
It's a good feeling.
Yeah, it's a feeling like no other. So our goal is to get back there in the playoffs, and once you get in the playoffs, matchups is what it's all about. So you can make a run.
All right, very good.
Great to have Seth Curry with us and back in town.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Around 45%.
You got it. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks, Seth.
We appreciate it. Folks out there watching appreciate it. Great to have Seth Curry back.